What happens when a monster gets tired of fighting? Not his opponents, but his own body, his own mind, and the system that built him. Most wrestlers leave because they're fired or because they can no longer physically stand. But in 2010, at the height of his power, Dave Batista did something unthinkable. He looked at the machine and said, "No, this isn't a comeback story. This isn't a failure story. This is the story of how the animal decided to save the man." Before the lights of WWE, there was Ohio Valley Wrestling, a basement in Kentucky where legends were forged. Batista trained alongside the now famous class of 2002, Randy Orton, John Cena, and Brock Lesnar. They were the chosen ones, young, hungry, and marked for greatness. Batista, he was the outlier. Already in his 30s, he was considered too old, too raw, and too replaceable. While others were given the roadmap, Batista had to build the road himself. He didn't just break through. He survived. But that survival came with attacks, one his body would start collecting sooner than he expected. By 2010, the animal persona was a cage. Every morning began with a back that screamed and knees that buckled. Years of tearing muscles and rushing back from surgeries had left him hollow. But the physical pain was only half the fight. Backstage, the creative fire was dying. He saw the direction the company was headed. The PG era, the repetitive storylines. The feeling of being a gear in a machine that didn't care if it stripped his teeth. His final night in 2010 wasn't a hero's send-off. It ended with him screaming, "I quit," while being dumped through a stage by John Cena. The next night on Raw, he sat in a wheelchair, covered in bandages, and walked out. The fans thought it was an act. The office thought he'd be back when the money ran out. They were wrong. Dave Batista wasn't just quitting a job. He was hunting for a life. He left the spotlight for total uncertainty. He went from main eventing WrestleMania to being told he couldn't act. He went broke. He lost everything to prove he was more than just a set of muscles. Then came Guardians of the Galaxy. Suddenly, the man WWE thought was just a wrestler was a global movie star. He had found his voice in Hollywood, but the ring still had a hold on him. He wanted to come back. He wanted to do it right. 2014 was supposed to be the triumphant return. But the WWE Batista left in 2010 was not the WWE he returned to. He expected the roar of a hero. Instead, he was met with a wall of rejection. The fans had found a new champion, Daniel Bryan. The yes movement wasn't just a chant. It was a riot against the status quo. Batista, with his movie star tan and designer clothes, became the accidental face of everything the fans hated about corporate WWE. Every time he stepped into the ring, the crowd chanted for Bryan. When he wore his now infamous blue wrestling gear, the internet mocked him as Blue-tista. But the disrespect didn't just come from the stands. It came from the ring. Batista found himself standing across from a trio of young lions known as The Shield: Roman Reigns, Seth Rollins, and Dean Ambrose. They didn't care about his accolades. In a series of brutal, high-octane matches, The Shield didn't just beat Evolution. They outpaced them. They forced Batista to realize that the animal was a step slower than the new generation. He was being squeezed from both sides. The fans wanted Daniel Bryan, the office wanted him to put over The Shield. Batista realized he wasn't brought back to be the king. He was brought back to be the ladder. This wasn't home anymore. One last ride. He didn't ask for a title. He asked for one man, Triple H, the mentor who helped build him and the friend who would help him finish. At WrestleMania 35, there were no flashy colors. Just two titans left in the wreckage of a no-holds-barred war. Every slam was a reminder of the years he had sacrificed. When the 3 count hit the mat and Batista lost, he didn't look devastated. He looked at peace. He climbed out of the ring, posted a simple message on social media, and retired. No tour, no one more match teases, because this wasn't a failure, it was freedom. Dave Batista didn't quit WE because he was weak. He quit because he was brave enough to know when the story was over. Today he stands taller than ever. Not as a character, but as a man who chose himself. Was Batista right to walk away when he did? And who do you think had the better career, the animal or the Shield members who replaced him? Comment below. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next story.